Thank you for being here.
Thanks very much, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Deputy Mayor, and councillors. My name is Cameron MacLeod. I'm the Executive Director of Regional Transit Advocacy Group CodeRedTO. We represent hundreds of members from across Toronto and the region, including many in Scarborough and Etobicoke. We're members of the stakeholder advisory groups for the Scarborough subway extension and for the Relief Line project, just to make those projects as successful as possible and to contribute. We use verifiable and referenced objective facts to insert better information into the conversation so that you can make better decisions for our city. I have example reports here. Everything's on our website, CodeRedTO.com. Today's first fact is that this motion is invalid. Here's why. The phrase Scarborough Subway refers to the Bloor-Danforth extension, which is already approved and in progress, and which does not travel on or along Sheppard Avenue at any point. So actually, under Article 9 of Council Procedures, this motion is ambiguous, and therefore it's unacceptable. So I guess we're done, right? That's no? Okay. I'll keep going. I'll keep going. And Mr. Mayor, a lot of this is for you, so that you can fight off some of the silliness that sometimes appears. This motion suggests that light rail isn't valuable enough. We disagree. Light rail is quite valuable. It's predictable, it's higher capacity, it's faster, and it's fiscally responsible, which honestly is key in this city. It's a big win for Scarborough, for North York, for Etobicoke. Listen, the Finch and Sheppard light rail lines are not brand new. They were approved by the TTC and by City Council 5 and 7 years ago, respectively, by the Ministry of Environment 5 years ago, and City Council again 3 years ago. In 2009, construction started, and then something happened. It stopped without council approval. Not really sure what's going on there. Construction scheduled to restart in 2017, and both lines will open just 3 to 4 years later. We've studied these plans, many transit lines around the world. This type of light rail would bring many benefits to Etobicoke, to North York and Scarborough. Improved mobility, better social equity, and more retail activity to these streets that need that. Some of these same benefits absolutely come from new subway lines. Absolutely. There's no argument there. But as you know, there's no money for a new subway line that goes to the zoo. That's just not going to happen. Okay? There's no other option on the table. Over 80 cities around the world use light rail, very similar to the Sheppard and Finch plans. I've looked into this. Nearly 30 of them are in North America. Dozens of them experience very serious winters. And I checked, actually, this morning, 25 light rail lines, new lines, have opened since the Sheppard subway opened. So just in the last 13 years. This isn't new. It's something Toronto can learn from, can benefit from. Right now, though, residents and workers in Rexdale, Emery Village, Agincourt, Malvern, they're still waiting for their overcrowded buses, and they don't know when they're going to show up because they're stuck in traffic. So let's be clear. This motion asks Council to take a paid-for transit solution off the table and replace it with nothing. Give Etobicoke residents nothing. And the second recommendation regarding Sheppard doesn't actually make sense at all anyway, and doesn't involve any solutions either. CodeRedTO recommends that the debate on these many times approved, fully provincially funded, ready-to-build projects remain closed. They're a clear win for the city. Our city needs predictable, higher capacity, faster, fiscally responsible transit. Modern light rail is predictable. It skips the traffic. Some of the emails to the executive committee mentioned the loss of car traffic lanes. That's not true. If you look at the environmental assessment, no lanes are being removed on Finch. No lanes are being removed on Sheppard, except for one small segment near Consumers Road. We have to be honest about what's going on here. There are even actually more dedicated turn signals that are in the design to help car traffic flow better. It's higher capacity. Each LRV carries the same as about 2.5 buses, but it's only got one driver. Okay? That's a big win there. And they can be chained together just like a subway to add capacity. Light rail's faster. The modeling actually shows it's going to be 50 to 60% faster, or at least 1/3 faster in all of the modeling than the current buses during rush hour. That's a big win. Humber College students could actually save 20 minutes on a trip to the subway. It's also fiscally responsible. Dramatically lower construction costs and lower operating costs for security, for drivers, and for running the stations. And not to mention the fact that in this case, the province is footing the bill. We're actually not stuck on the hook to pay for any of the construction, including all overruns. That's in a contract with Metrolinx. Study after study shows that light rail matches the actual needs of Sheppard East and Finch West residents and businesses. City after city demonstrate that light rail works, and Toronto is missing out. In short, the light rail lines on Sheppard and Finch are approved, They're funded, ready to build, they can constitute smart transit, and cancelling them or delaying them would not be smart at all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. MacLeod. Now, you want to ask questions. May I have your indulgence and the other members of the committee, because Councillor Arjamari, similar to Councillor MacLeod, had asked to speak hours ago, and of course we're not to speakers yet, but she says she has 2 minutes, and I would propose to let her speak and say her 2 minutes worth so she can go to her community meeting.